Hello, everybody. It's Marcia from Oils and Wellness with Marcia, and we're almost finished this book. Just a few more days. Stick with me, okay? This is titled "The Island's Life" by Kimmy Brooke. The windows are open, with the trade winds offering a fresh, cool breeze. As I began to prepare dinner, I could see Diamond Head out of the black window. In front of me, the sun was setting over the open ocean, saying farewell to the day in a way that Hawaii could. That night, we were starting with a Caesar salad, his favorite. I picked up a romaine lettuce myself and chopped. I picked out the romaine lettuce myself and chopped it just the way he liked it. I made the dressing from scratch, and I could hear the waves crashing along the seashore. The salt air filled with my senses and fueled me. This was paradise. I was living the dream. I couldn't believe this was really my life. Is it really? Is it ready? Really? Said a familiar voice from behind me. I quickly stood at attention and was reminded that this wasn't my life at all. It was just an employee in someone else's life. My husband and I had been hired by a family to tend to all their needs. They had homes in exotic places all over the world. Hawaii was just one of them. This is one of my favorites. 20,000 square feet of perfection. My favorite part of this infinity pool. My favorite part was the infinity pool. When the family was out of town, we would swim laps each evening at sunset and rinse away the hard day's work. At the age of 35, my greatest accomplishment to date had been the birth of my daughter. Other than that, I didn't have much to show for my life, or much else to speak of. Though I had a college degree and was licensed as a massage therapist, that feels so good right now. We struggled as the family to get ahead. Most days, it's felt like we were always behind the 8 ball. I was spending my days cleaning, polishing, and caring for the accomplishments of others. I served my humility, but in my heart, I wanted more. Though we were grateful for the work, there was always a voice inside me screaming, "You are made for greater things. This is not your calling. You can do so much more." Deep down, I knew that something bigger, something more powerful, something somewhere was waiting. Just work hard. I told myself, be of service, but push forward. Keep looking for it, and when its time is right, the opportunity will appear. Even when life threw challenges at me, financial trouble, a divorce, a bitter season, a victim servant season, and even an angry season, I kept working hard and searching for greatness within me. I knew I needed to be an example for my daughter and write a better ending to my family story. One day, I saw a friend post details on the weekend workshop he had taken. I'd noticed that he was happier, more confident, and more secure. So I piqued my curiosity. I wanted to feel that way. Sign me up, I said to myself. I spent the weekend learning to look at my life through different goggles. I learned to work on me and my dreams. And more importantly, I learned how to map out the detailed plan for a better future. I began to feel more powerful. I began to feel, for the first time in ages, a sense of excitement with the possibilities of life that waited for me. And once again, the voice, the loud, unknown voice, spoke to me and said, "You are meant for greatness." I not only listened that weekend, I followed through. I knew that I was made for more than living someone else's dream life. It was time for me to go and get mine now. I felt free and ready to take on the world. I realized I am fully in control of my life. I get to choose from my life how my life turns out. I get to choose how I feel, and most importantly, for the first time possible ever, I believed in me. I began an entrepreneur. I became an entrepreneur. I was willing to do that what it took. Serve in any way needed to provide me and my daughter a better life. A life where we had choices versus chains. It wasn't easy to and involved many different challenges and choices. Though it hurt my heart. I was traveling constantly and had to put her in boarding school in ninth grade. In her eyes, I was shipping her off. But I saw it differently. In my eyes, I did what was necessary to provide a better life for my daughter and me. But with the sacrifices came the rewards. Eventually, I was able to bring her on trips with me and show her the world: Japan, Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Canada, and all throughout the United States. As a single mom, I was able to pay for her college education with cash versus student loans. That's awesome. And while our life was not like that of a normal family, the time we spent together was quality time. Focused and experiences throughout ups and downs have brought us closer than I have ever thought possible. But most importantly, I was able to show her that anyone can triumph through hard work, dedication, and deciding what you want. I taught her that if you humble service every opportunity that comes your way, good things will happen. I also taught her the lifelong commitment of being of service to others. Today, we collaborate with 50 other women in my industry to support an 18-month learning program for women in Guatemala. It helps abused and uneducated women become micro entrepreneurs, producing products that they can sell to help feed their families. Not only does it educate the woman and lower the rate of spousal your spouse abuse of their families, but the women pass on this education to their own children and others through the requirement for them to give back and teach others when they graduate their 18 months. Over my lifetime, I've been grateful for every bump, bruise, and scratch. As well as for all the opportunities where I've been able to serve that have gotten me to where I am today. I'm never I'm nearly 50 now, and I just purchased my dream home. And as I prepare Caesar salad with a Hawaiian landscape on the back window of the waves crashing on the Lani in front of me, I'm living my dream, not someone else's. How about you? Are you humble? Sincerely humble? Or are you falsely humble, saying and doing things to appear humble to others? Take a look at this tips to help you pursue your humility. 1. Attach yourself to a cause greater than you. Some of the most famously successful people in our time are also the most quietly philanthropic. I hope I said that right. And they're not seeking praise. They just have a heart that for helping others. When you're focused on helping others, there's really no room to be argument about your own accomplishments. That's why we recommend attaching yourself to a cause greater than yourself. It keeps you humble. Number 2, assemble your truth crew. One way to always stay humble is to listen to people you trust. Look around your inner circle of friends and family. Who do you trust enough to tell you the truth? Whose assignments are you willing to listen to? Approach them separately about being part of your truth crew, calling you out when you are sideways, and acting out ignorance and ego. I guess keep you accountable. A side benefit of truth crew is they can also shield you from censor by outsiders who barely know you and who couldn't possibly know even about you to offer valid criticism. You've seen the type negative women who meet successful business women and automatically assume she's a bad mom. Or college girls who see an attractive young woman, a star athlete or a top competitor, and assume she's high maintenance. Your truth crew can be there for you, keeping it real when other critics have their claws out. And the last one, practice selfishness. What could you do for nothing in return? In our unbalanced culture today, it seems that everyone is out to gain some advantage for themselves. But if you're humble, you realize instead that the path to a better world is when we all put someone else's needs first, and no exception of anything in return. We shine as a commitment when we come together with our different skills and abilities to lift up others. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'll be reading chapter 23, Wisdom. And I hope you follow along, and I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day. Talk for now.